Good morning from SoCal. Today I'm headed over to Corona to my friend Josh Daley's shop. He runs a company called Daley Visual. They're a wrap company and they do other vinyl and stuff like that. In fact, they wrapped my first car I ever wrapped back in 2012, my classic Mini Cooper that we took to the SEMA show. And here's a little clip of that. So Josh does all of our decals, anything that's vinyl or sticker related, he makes. He even makes our Gentleman Racer stickers. So want to go support him in these new shop that he's opened. They're having that grand opening today, and it's pretty cool. I mean, the guy does really good work. And if you've ever seen the Chrome Tundra at SEMA, that's Josh's truck. So I gotta stop picking up a toy because this is a charity toy drive as well. So I'm gonna run in and find like a kind of generic kid toy. Gotta be car related. Actually picked up some toys and a Red Bull. Now for the drive over to Corona, and hopefully what'll be a really good show. Looking forward to it. This is inside the new Daley Visual. There I am. But here is our Mini Cooper they did for us for the SEMA show, which is pretty cool. So if you're in Corona and you need a wrap, this is where to come. Toys for the toy drive. Alright, so that wraps up the little car show event. That was kind of cool. Later on they've got Goldberg, the wrestler, coming, and they're doing a live wrap demonstration on his car, which is kind of cool. But I can't stay for that because I have to go pick up some auto paint stuff and prep the Austin Healey for paint. So that means a little bit of Bondo, a little bit of primer, a little bit of sandpaper, and hopefully we'll have the Healey prepped and ready to paint pretty soon. I've got to order paint for it next week. But next week I'm headed to Indiana for PRI, which is the Performance Racing Industry show, so I'm probably not going to get to painting the Healey anytime soon until I at least get back from that. And then I've got to go to Texas to look at a building and Wisconsin for Christmas. So I'm going to be on the road the next couple of weeks. So progress on the Healey will kind of slow for a bit, but I'll get back on it as soon as possible. So back in the garage, we're going to get started on the Austin Healey's bodywork for the final prep for paint. In the last video we did all the welding. My cousin Jordan came over and did all of our welding for us, so just got to fill it in now with the body filler and do some final sanding and some priming, get it ready to paint, and then we're going to be painting this car ourselves here in the garage, so we'll see how that goes. You can see all of this has been already pre-welded up by Jordan and ground down, so I've got to do some sanding. This is a problem because it was kind of his first time doing sheet metal, and as you can see, the welding section is beautiful. I mean, it's nice and smooth and flush, but it kind of warped the sheet metal on the deck lid. So I'm probably going to have to get another deck lid, which was fine. I mean, we were just seeing if he could salvage it, but welding sheet metal is kind of difficult. The rest of this came out really good. He filled in all the main holes that we needed filled up here on the top of the cowl and all that. So I got to mix some Bondo up and sand and then put all this together. But I'm not going to bother with the deck lid because I'm just going to replace it. I actually have another deck lid, but it's from a later model, MG Midget, and even though it fits the hole, it hinges a little bit differently, so it ends up scraping the snot out of all of this stuff up here. So I think I'm just going to go with the fiberglass deck lid that's like a pin-on style. It'll save a little bit of weight too. Alright, after several hours of working on the Healey, the areas that were welded up to fill up the fuel cap are all smoothed in and contoured in and pretty good. There's still some areas I got to sand down and some other areas that, you know, now that it's primed, you can see need to be touched up, but for the most part it's pretty good. There's a low spot over here I need to work on and a couple of other little wrinkles here and there, but the car was hit, you know, 25-30 years ago and repaired, so it needs a little bit of tender loving care, but for the most part it is coming along nicely. The smoothed off back end with no bumper holes and no rear fuel filler really is going to look sharp with just a license plate hanging off the back and those two tail lights. So making progress on the deck lid situation. We're going to probably end up using like some Triumph Spitfire style external hinges because the later model deck lid doesn't fit this body exactly the same and the hinges don't work. I might try some late model hinges first to see if they're different, but right now the later model MG Midget deck lid pinches at the top, and we've tried different spacers and adjustments and it just doesn't seem to work. So that's where we're at on the Healey. Hopefully we'll be getting it painted pretty soon. I've got to get the front end down from the garage there and prep it for paint too. Just scuff it up and tape off a few things and get that thing ready to paint. But hopefully we'll be painting, if it's warm enough, in a few weeks and getting this thing some color, because it's gonna really pop in that French blue.